if you can manage your picture even in a natural color profile, and if you can work with 8-bit, you can use this camera as a B cam. People can have many addictions. One addiction is maybe drugs, alcohol, maybe some are addicted to lifting weights, and some are addicted to energy drinks. Caffeine addiction can be quite hard. If you need help via caffeine addiction, then please write me a message via Instagram, because I'm an expert in being a caffeine addict. Hello, my name is Paul. I'm a German videographer. I'm a YouTuber, I do photography, and some people call me a professional filmmaker, and I live in Berlin in Germany. I film today with the Lumix Gx80, a perfect little small MFT camera, actually a pretty nice MFT camera, which was a gift for my girlfriend. And being a little caffeine addict is so common right now. I think every third grown-up adult is somehow a little bit addicted to caffeine. They need it in the morning, they need it via a coffee and a cigarette in the morning, and then the day can start. I have a funny story. We went to USA, we did a pretty nice USA trip, and my mom is a complete caffeine addict. And as we drove to the land, we had no coffee. We were like in our car, in a big car, in a van. We were 4 people, and my mom wanted to drink really bad a coffee, but we couldn't find any coffee shop or anything. And I had the Monster Energy with me, and I told her, drink something of my Monster Energy, you will feel better. And she told me, I don't drink these fuzzy gummy bear water, it tastes like 1,000 bars of candy or something, and it's totally sweet. But I said to her, you don't need actually the taste of coffee, you just need the caffeine. And she felt better immediately after she drank some of my Monster Energy, and she told me, well, that's a lot of caffeine and I feel better, thank you very much. And yeah, the mood was directly increased. You can be some kind of addict to caffeine, that's completely possible. So today is all about saving money, right? You know this little Lumix Gx81 and the little Lumix 42.5mm. It's an excellent camera when it comes to photography and videography. Because this little camera, it's amazing. It was a gift for my girlfriend. It can film in 4K 25 FPS, and it records even up to 100 megabits per second. That's amazing. That's higher quality than a GoPro Hero 7, and even the newest GoPro 10 cannot record such a high bit rates. I think this camera is capable of doing pretty nice stuff. You can also rig it maybe because it has an output, a small micro HDMI output. I could connect it with my Atomos Ninja V, an Atomos Shinobi monitor, and record pretty good videos with it. And as you have seen in my little video, it makes pretty nice looking videos. If you have some knowledge about cinematography, you can produce amazing videos with it. You don't have to use the most expensive lens. Actually, the kit lens comes with this 12 to 32mm Lumix G Vario lens. It has an aperture from 3.5 to 5.6, like almost every cheap kit lens has, but it produces okay image. It makes decent sharp images, and this little camera, it fits in a pocket. It's a perfect size for your girlfriend or when you need a small MFT camera. Some videography beginners think you need ultra fast aperture prime lenses to produce high quality images, and they think you need most expensive gear and everything. But I think the more you develop your cinematography skills and the more you learn about making videos and creating a mood and everything, the less gear you need. It's okay when you have expensive gear. I have a pretty amazing camera, I think, and I use it a lot. I shoot most of my videos with my Lumix S5 and not with this camera. But the better you are, the lesser gear is involved when you need high quality videos, in my opinion. Okay, 3 advantages of this cheap camera. At first, it's cheap. No point more about it's cheap. It's cheap. What can you say about it? You save money for more lenses and more gear. Maybe a nice microphone, because this audio here you hear is only from this lens. The second point, it's light and small. If you are a traveler, if you want to travel like me, you don't always want a big backpack and a lot of stuff. You can put this camera in your pocket and you're good. You can take this camera wherever you go. You can put it in your pants, and you have a nice good camera, and you can even bring a second little lens in your. It fits in your pocket from any jacket, anything, and that's pretty amazing. And the third point is the image stabilization and the video quality and actually all the other functions this little camera has. It can record, like I said, 4K. It can record at the live crop feature, where you see here, where you set the frame to make a pan or a crop from its own. You put the camera on the tripod and this camera crops the image because it has 16 megapixels. I hope you can see this, that the frame of this picture is now wandering from this side to this side. The one downside of this camera again is that you don't have a flip out screen, that I cannot see myself right now, but this feature here is pretty amazing, isn't it? Of course, has this camera not the best low light capabilities. I mean, that's the little MFT cameras. MFT sensors are not so good in low light. But if you're a little traveler and you don't rely on low light, is this camera a pretty nice solution when it comes to saving a little bit money or starting even with photography? This camera has some pretty amazing features, also for beginners. My girlfriend has to learn about photography. She wants to learn about photography, and this camera has so many amazing features that she has a pretty lot of stuff to learn. It's amazing how this camera can produce these high quality images, even in the hands of people who can maybe shoot with a phone but never had a camera. It's pretty cold in Germany right now. Today is the 11th of January. Welcome to Germany. It's cold, it's a little bit foggy, and it's getting dark right now. And I think I can work with this camera when it comes to photography and even videography. I would use it maybe as a B cam. Sure, it has no vlog and stuff, but if you can manage your picture even in a natural color profile, and if you can work with 8-bit, you can use this camera as a B cam. In my world, not in Hollywood world, but in my world. It's really a bit cold. So, update to my Iceland trip. We are going to Iceland, like I mentioned in a video before, and one goal is it this year to get some sponsoring with my Iceland trip. And I already have a camper van company which want to give me 30% discount on a pretty expensive camper van. That's a pretty nice goal. And I thought I write some other companies. And I cannot wrap my hand around how one company can be like this, not stupid or ignorant. I offered a German company who produces gloves and I think socks and maybe hats for cold conditions. You can put little heat pads in these gloves and in these socks. Maybe you know this company. I don't want to mention the name and don't want to produce no hate speed, but I just asked them, do you want some high quality videos and photos from Iceland? And I didn't even mention that I want money. Maybe they can give me a pair of gloves and I produce for them high quality images as a reference for me. And they responded in the first mail, no, thank you for your offer, but we don't want to work with other companies than our own. We don't use other companies' videos and stuff. And I told them, okay, I respect your decision. I told them it's a shame that you declined my offer because I didn't even talk about money, maybe some gloves, or I don't want from every company money. You can work with the camera without money. And that was a little bit crazy that they declined immediately my video on photos. Maybe they didn't like my style, I don't know. I didn't do any exact research about this camera. I knew it was a pretty nice compact MFT camera, one of the best compact MFT cameras I think they are on the market, especially for this price. And I changed now the shadow value. I put it a little bit higher to maybe change the image a little bit, because you can use some kind of S-curve in this camera already. You know, when you work on your pictures or you work on your videos, you can manage to set these little S-curves to brighten up the shadows or to lift or decrease the highlights and everything, and you can do this in camera, which is pretty amazing. I think when you're just starting out with photography, is this camera a great solution? When you want to produce some nice portraits, buy this Lumix 42.5mm f1.7 lens. You can flex it with your friends. I have f1.7, which is of course in a full frame world not really f1.7, but it produces a pretty shallow depth of field. This is pretty good. It's when you then compare to full frame, it's 42.5 is 85mm, because your 12mm on this camera is in full frame world at 24mm. It's because the sensor size in the MFT world is a fourth of the size of a full frame sensor. That's you have to then compare to full frame. It's a little bit annoying with all these camera sensors, I know, but MFT camera users know what I'm talking about. Getting dark now, and as you see here, these images with the 42.5mm lens are actually quite good. The autofocus system in the Lumix cameras is, as we know, not the very greatest, but you can manage to make it work. When you film in a high contrast picture profile, you can manage to get pretty good results, because the autofocus system in Panasonic cameras is contrast based. It means the more contrast your image has, the more better is the autofocus. Maybe wear something in completely black and white and black stripes, or I don't know, a Schachbrettmuster or something will maybe help your autofocus camera, or paint your face with white and black color, I don't know. I think when you purchase this little camera, this Lumix Gx80, you have to purchase this lens. I'm a nerd when it comes to these little cheap lenses. I'm pretty amazed how this lens performs. I wish I could have a lens this cheap and this good for my Lumix S5 camera. Maybe I purchase the Lumix S5 50mm or the 85mm. There's a Pro version and a not a Pro version, and there's also Sigma lenses for my L-mount system, which is pretty amazing. When you purchase this camera, you have an MFT system. That means you have the most versatile and most range of lenses you can buy for the system, because the MFT system is one of the most used MFT camera system in the world market, especially in the Asian market. Are MFT lenses. They have thousands of different lenses for the MFT system. That's amazing. And thank you for watching this little video. My name is Paul. I'm a videographer from Berlin, from Germany. If you want to learn more about high quality videos and maybe not so high quality videos, subscribe or subscribe to my channel. Like or don't like the video, hit the subscribe button if you want to see me in the next video. See us next time. One last thing. You can work like a professional with this camera. You can produce professional images, you can produce really professional videos with it, professional pictures and videos, but you don't look like a professional. If you use this camera in front of a client, they ask you, okay, is that all? The people expect you to work with a big Canon 5D Mark IV or Mark III, or I don't know, and with big 70-200mm lens. Clients want that piece of equipment, and they don't expect that this camera can produce high quality images. That's a shame, but that's the truth. Thank you. Subscribe to my videos, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to everything. Subscribe to me even on Instagram.